Retail interviews are supposed to be balanced conversations. Two people exchanging ideas, exploring fit, mutual respect, in fact. In reality, it's a psychological tug of war. They ask questions you've heard hundreds of times, and they try to sound original while praying you don't say something weird. But here's the secret: you can take control gently, subtly, without arrogance, and lead the interview towards the answers you want to give. Because retail interviews aren't about who talks more, they're about who frames the conversation. Before you even walk in, you need to change how you see the interview. You're not a contestant, you're a collaborator. You're not there to impress them, you're there to show them how you'll make their life easier. That mindset changes everything. It shifts your tone from please hire me to more of a how can I help? Here's how I can help you be the best team possible. Retail managers can smell desperation. They can also smell confidence, the calm, grounded kind that says, I've done this before. So walk in like you're already part of the team, not like you're auditioning for entry. The first few seconds mean the most. They set the tone. Most people walk in, sit down, and wait for the interview to take control. You should start the conversation. Smile, shake hands, and say something simple but assertive. Like, thanks for having me. I've been looking forward to this. It's polite, confident, and immediately flips the dynamic. You've taken the initiative without coming across as being, well, pushy. Then, when they ask the first question, which is usually, tell me about yourself, don't ramble. Use it to plant your narrative. So something like, I've worked in retail for years, and I've learned that the best teams are the ones that stay calm under pressure. That's something I've always focused on, keeping things steady when it gets chaotic. You've just told them who you are and what you bring before they've even asked. A retail interview, the questions, they're predictable. It'll be something like, describe a time you've dealt with a difficult customer. What's your biggest strength and what's your biggest weakness? You can use these to your advantage. When they ask something generic, redirect it towards your strengths. An example of that would be, what's your biggest weakness? And your answer could be, I used to take on too much responsibility, but then I realised it's because I just care about getting things done right. I've learnt to balance that by trusting my team more. You've turned a weakness into a strength, and you've shown growth. That's redirection done correctly. The trick is to answer their questions while steering it towards a message you want to portray. This is where you start leading the conversation. You want the interviewer to ask things like what you're good at. So you plant seeds early. So you could say things like, I've always enjoyed training new staff. It's something I naturally gravitate towards. Now they'll ask, oh, tell me more about that. And congratulations, you've just made them ask your question. Retail interviews are full of opportunities to plant topics, mention teamwork, leadership, problem solving, or customer experience. Whatever you want to highlight, let them follow your lead. But taking control doesn't mean dominating the conversation. It means guiding it calmly. Retail interviewers, they hate arrogance. They love composure. So when you speak, keep your tone steady. Don't rush. Try not to over-explain. And don't fill silence with nervous chatter. Silence is power. It shows that you're comfortable. If they pause, let them. You're not auditioning for a talk show. You're showing that you can handle pressure without panicking. Every retail interview is built on stories, examples of how you handled situations. Most people, they just wing it. But you know better, you shouldn't. Have 3 stories ready. Maybe a time you've solved a problem, a time you supported the team, one where you dealt with chaos calmly. Each story should be short, specific, and end with the result. So an example could be, we had a delivery error that was causing a backlog. I reorganised the team, prioritised key items, and we cleared it by midday. It taught me how small adjustments can save hours. That's concise, confident, and memorable. When you tell stories, you're not just answering, you're leading. Retail interviewers notice everything. It's what we're good at. It's what our job is. So if you sit stiffly, they'll assume that you freeze under pressure. If you slouch, they assume that you're lazy. If you fidget, they'll assume that you panic at the till. So sit comfortably, lean slightly forward, and keep your gestures natural. Smile occasionally, not constantly. Make eye contact. It's not a staring contest. When they speak, use calm, deliberate movements. You're not performing, you're demonstrating composure. And here's a trick people miss. When they ask, do you have any questions for us? That's the moment for you to take control again. Don't ask about pay or hours yet. Ask about impact. Say things like, what qualities do your best team members share? That question flips the dynamic. Now they're telling you what success actually looks like, and you can respond with how you match it. It's subtle, but massively powerful. You've turned the interview into a conversation between equals. At the end of the interview, that's what matters nearly as much as the start. When it wraps up, don't just say thanks. Say something that leaves a mark. Say something like, thanks for your time. I really enjoyed that conversation. I can see how much pride you take in the team, and that's exactly the kind of environment I work best in. You've complimented them, reinforced your fit, and ended on confidence. Then walk out calmly, no rush, no awkward shuffle. You've led the interview from start to finish. Taking control in a retail interview isn't about manipulation. It's about clarity. You're guiding the conversation towards what matters, your strengths, your mindset, your value. Retail managers don't want somebody who just answers questions. They want somebody who owns their story. So next time you're in an interview, remember, you're not there to impress. You're there to lead quietly, confidently, and with purpose.